Section 21 of English Synonyms and Antonyms. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This recording by Amy Benton. English Synonyms and Antonyms by James Champlin Fernald. Delightful to difference. Delightful. Synonyms: acceptable, agreeable, congenial, delicious, grateful, gratifying, pleasant, pleasing, pleasurable, refreshing, satisfying, welcome. Agreeable refers to whatever gives a mild degree of pleasure, as an agreeable perfume. Acceptable indicates a thing to be worthy of acceptance, as an acceptable offering. Grateful is stronger than agreeable or gratifying, indicating whatever awakens a feeling akin to gratitude. A pleasant face and pleasing manners arouse pleasurable sensations, and make the professor an agreeable companion. If possessed of intelligence, vivacity, and goodness, such a person's society will be delightful. Criminals may find each other's company congenial, but scarcely delightful. Satisfying denotes anything that is received with calm acquiescence, as substantial food, or established truth. That is welcome, which is received with joyful heartiness, as welcome tidings. Compare beautiful, charming, delicious. Antonyms: depressing, disappointing, distressing, hateful, horrible, melancholy, miserable, mournful, painful, saddening, woeful, wretched. Delusion. Synonyms: error, fallacy, hallucination, illusion, phantasm. A delusion is a mistaken conviction. An illusion, a mistaken perception or inference. An illusion may be wholly of the senses. A delusion always involves some mental error. In an optical illusion, the observer sees either what does not exist, or what exists otherwise than as he sees it, as when in a mirage distant springs and trees appear close at hand. We speak of the illusions of fancy or of hope, but of the delusions of the insane. A hallucination is a false image or belief which has nothing outside of the disordered mind to suggest it as the hallucinations of delirium tremens. Compare deception, insanity. Antonyms: actuality, certainty, fact, reality, truth, verity. Demolish. Synonyms: destroy, overthrow, overturn, raze, ruin. A building, monument, or other structure is demolished when reduced to a shapeless mass. It is razed when leveled to the ground. It is destroyed when its structural unity is gone, whether or not its component parts remain. An edifice is destroyed by fire or earthquake. It is demolished by bombardment. It is ruined when, by violence or neglect, it has become unfit for human habitation. Compare abolish, break. Antonyms: build, construct, create, make, repair, restore. Demonstration. Synonyms: certainty, conclusion, consequence, deduction, evidence, induction, inference, proof. Demonstration, in the strict and proper sense, is the highest form of proof, and gives the most absolute certainty, but cannot be applied outside of pure mathematics or other strictly deductive reasoning. There can be proof and certainty, however, in matters that do not admit of demonstration. A conclusion is the absolute and necessary result of the admission of certain premises. An inference is a probable conclusion, toward which known facts, statements, or admissions point, but which they do not absolutely establish. Sound premises, together with their necessary conclusion, constitute a demonstration. Evidence is that which tends to show a thing to be true in the widest sense, as including self-evidence or consciousness. It is the basis of all knowledge. Proof in the strict sense, is complete, irresistible evidence, as there was much evidence against the accused, but not amounting to proof of guilt. Moral certainty is a conviction resting on such evidence as puts a matter beyond reasonable doubt, while not so irresistible as demonstration. Compare hypothesis, induction. Design. Synonyms: aim, device, end, final cause, intent, intention, object, plan, project, proposal, purpose, scheme. Design refers to the adaptation of means to an end, the correspondence and coordination of parts or of separate acts to produce a result. Intent and purpose overleap all particulars and fasten on the end itself. Intention is simply the more familiar form of the legal and philosophical intent. Plan relates to details of form, structure, and action in themselves. Design considers these same details all as a means to an end. The plan of the campaign may be for a series of sharp attacks, with the design of thus surprising and overpowering the enemy. A man comes to a fixed intention to kill his enemy. He forms a plan to entrap him into his power, with the design of then compassing his death. As the law cannot read the heart, it can only infer the intent from the evidences of design. Intent denotes a straining, stretching forth towards an object. Purpose, simply the placing it before oneself. Hence we speak of the purpose rather than the intent or intention of God. We hold that the remarks of design of nature prove it the work of a great designer. Intention contemplates the possibility of failure. Purpose looks to assured success. Intent or intention refers especially to the state of mind of the actor. Purpose to the result of the action. Compare aim, cause, idea, model. Prepositions: the design of defrauding, the design of a building, a design for a statue. Desire. Synonyms: appetency, appetite, aspiration, concupiscence, coveting, craving, hankering, inclination, longing, proclivity, propensity, wish. Inclination is the mildest of these terms. It is a quiet or even a vague or unconscious tendency. But when we speak of a strong or decided inclination, we do not express the intensity of desire. Desire has a wide range, from the highest objects to the lowest. Desire is for an object near at hand, or near in thought, and viewed as attainable. A wish may be for that which is remote or uncertain, or even for what is recognized as impossible. Craving is stronger than hankering. Hankering may be the result of a fitful, capricious appetite. Craving may be the imperious and reasonable demand of the whole nature. Longing is a reaching out with a deep, persistent demand for that which is viewed as now distant, but at some time attainable, as the captive's longing for release. Coveting ordinarily denotes wrong desire for that which is another's. Compare appetite. Antonyms. See synonyms for antipathy. Prepositions: the desire of fame, a desire for excellence. Dexterity. Synonyms: adroitness, aptitude, cleverness, expertness, readiness, skill. Adroitness, French à, to, and droit, right, and dexterity, Latin dexter, right, right hand, might each be rendered right-handedness, but adroitness carries more of the idea of eluding, parrying, or checking some hostile movement, or taking advantage of another in controversy. Dexterity conveys the idea of doing, accomplishing something readily and well without reference to any action of others. We speak of adroitness in fencing, boxing, or debate, of dexterity in horsemanship, in the use of tools, weapons, etc. Aptitude, Latin aptus, fit or fitted, is a natural readiness, which by practice may be developed into dexterity. Skill is more exact to line, rule, and method than dexterity. Dexterity cannot be communicated, and oftentimes cannot even be explained by its possessor. Skill, to a great extent, can be imparted. Skilled workmen in various trades are numbered by thousands. Compare address, clever, power, skillful. Prepositions: dexterity of hand, of movement, of management, with the pen, in action, in manipulating men, at cards. Diction, synonyms, expression, language, phrase, phraseology, style, verbiage, vocabulary, wording. An author's diction is strictly his choice and use of words, with no special reference to thought. Expression regards the word simply as the vehicle of the thought. Phrase and phraseology apply to words or combinations of words which are somewhat technical, as in legal phraseology, in military phrase. Diction is general, wording is limited. We speak of the diction of an author or of a work, the wording of a proposition, of a resolution, etc. Verbiage never bears this sense. See circumlocution. The language of a writer or speaker may be the national speech he employs, as the English or French language, or the word may denote his use of that language, as the author's language is well or ill chosen. Style includes diction, expression, rhetorical figures such as metaphor and simile, the effect of an author's prevailing tone of thought, of his personal traits, in short, all that makes up the clothing of thought in words. Thus we speak of a figurative style, a frigid or an argumentative style, etc., or of the style of Macaulay, Prescott, or others. An author's vocabulary is the range of words which he brings to his use. Compare language. Die. Synonyms: cease, decease, decline, depart, expire, fade, perish, wither. Die, to go out of life, become destitute of vital power and action, is figuratively applied to anything which has the appearance of life. Where the dying night lamp flickers. Tennyson, Locksley Hall, stanza 40. An echo, a strain of music, a tempest, a topic, an issue, dies. Expire, literally to breathe out, is a softer word for die. It is used figuratively of things that cease to exist by reaching a natural limit, as a lease expires, the time has expired. To perish, literally in Latin to go through, as in English we say the fire goes out, is oftenest used of death by privation or exposure, as in I perish with hunger. Luke 15:7. Sometimes of death by violence. Knowledge and fame, art and empires may be said to perish. The word denotes utter destruction and decay. Antonyms: be born, begin, be immortal, come into being, come to life, exist, flourish, grow, live, rise again, rise from the dead, survive. Prepositions: to die of fever, by violence, rarely, with the sword, famine, etc. Ezekiel 7:15. To die for one's country, to die at sea, in one's bed, in agony, to die to the world. Difference. Synonyms: contrariety, contrast, disagreement, discrepancy, discrimination, disparity, dissimilarity, dissimilitude, distinction, divergence, diversity, inconsistency, inequality, unlikeness, variation, variety. Difference is the state or quality of being unlike or the amount of such unlikeness. A difference is in the things compared. A discrimination is in our judgment of them. A distinction is in our definition or description or mental image of them. Careful discrimination of real differences results in clear distinctions. Disparity is stronger than inequality, implying that one thing falls far below another, as the disparity of our achievements when compared with our ideals. Dissimilarity is between things sharply contrasted. There may be a difference between those almost alike. There is a discrepancy in accounts that fail to balance. Variety involves more than two objects, so in general does diversity. Variation is a difference in the condition or action of the same object at different times. Disagreement is not merely the lack, but the opposite of agreement. It is a mild word for opposition and conflict. Difference is sometimes used in the same sense. Antonyms: agreement, consonance, harmony, identity, likeness, resemblance, sameness, similarity, uniformity, unity. Prepositions: difference between the old and the new, differences among men, a difference in character, of action, of style, less frequently, a difference, controversy, with a person, a difference of one thing from, incorrectly to, another. End of section 21.